cheeky, flirtatious,
and playful.
3 words that you don't want to describe yourself as on your job CV.
Oh my.
Although I wonder what jobs would hire someone based on that criteria. Anyway, today's video is about cha-cha-cha, or cha-cha if you want to modernise it, or cha if you're a little bit snooty.
Not classy.
Not classy at all.
Déclassé.
French. Classy?
We'll be going through the most crucial step of the cha-cha, the cha-cha chassis. So beginners, take note, social dancers, get ready for some tips, and competitors, pay attention. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome to the Dancer's Hideout, the place where you'll find all the tips and tricks to help you and your dancing. My name's Ian, I'm a professional teacher and former competitor with over 30 years of dancing experience and teaching. Cha-cha and its slower companion rumba have their origins and roots in Cuba. Feel free to check out this video that I made on rumba where I outline some of the characteristics and features of rumba by clicking on the link in the top of the screen. Cha-cha has such a vibrant and energizing quality both in the movements and in the actual figures themselves. Words that I feel directly applies to the can of Red Bull that I drank the other day. The word diesel also applies, but we won't go there. You can always see this energizing quality when you watch a top professional couple dancing cha-cha-cha. And the most fundamental feature of the cha-cha is its cha-cha chasse movement. This is different to the chasse action in jive which we've looked at, and you can find out more about the jive action by clicking the link on the screen. The chasse action is synonymously where cha-cha gets its name from. The name of cha-cha originated from the way that the sound of the feet when people who originated the dance moved their feet. It's a good job that chasse action wasn't made at 4 o'clock in the morning. Otherwise it might have been called,
Why the hell are you awake? Go back to bed.
See? Fun facts, guys. Fun facts. You'll be super prepared for that Dancers Pub quiz next week, unlike when I watched Neil Jones on Strictly Come Dancing. Nothing can prepare me for that.
Fatality.
Poor Neil.
Stop it. Get some help.
The cha-cha chasse movement happens on the timing of 4 and 1, which incidentally makes it a syncopated movement. And there are actually a few different types of ways in which we can express this type of rhythm.
Bruh.
Just like there's a multitude of those Transformer and Fast and Furious movies. I mean, come on guys. Enough's enough. We get it. People can drive fast cars. Big robot. In total, there are 12 different ways in which we can dance a cha-cha chasse timing or the 4 and 1 timing. Do keep in mind that not all of the different types of figures that use a 4 and 1 timing for a chasse movement can use all of the different types of chasse possibilities.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
And this is because some of them are actually figure specific. The reason why there are 12 different ways that we can dance a cha-cha chasse movement is because of all the different diverse ways in which we can express this type of rhythm when we dance to the music. As well as the different multitude of couple positions which we can achieve with our partner. Like when you watch that second Sonic movie that came out a while ago. Like, it's cool to see the funky characters and everything, but meh. In Wally Olney's book, Dance Addiction, Graham Oswick has a section dedicated to cha-cha where he says, choreographically, cha-cha is probably the dance which has undergone the most change through the years. Since its early Cuban days, it has been influenced by so many dance forms and crazes, ranging from disco, to jazz, Strictly Night Fever, to Michael Jackson. He continues by saying, in addition to this, the champion and other leading dancers of the moment also stamp their own personal styles on the dance which in turn go on to be copied and developed by other dancers. As Graham pointed out here, cha-cha has had a lot of different influences over the years, and so the style, look and feel of it has changed immensely as the years have gone by. This can even be said from when I used to dance and compete Latin myself, which wasn't that long ago. You only danced ballroom. Nope, I was also a pretty good 10 dancer if I don't mind saying so. The style of the dancing back then, when I used to compete, is a lot different to what it is now. I'm sure that if you were to overlay my own dancing with the dance styles that are seen on the floors today, that my own dancing would look a lot different by comparison. So, let's take a look at all the different types of cha-cha chassis movements that we can do. There's the standard cha-cha chassis, which goes to the left and to the right, and this is what it looks like. Here you can see the cha-cha chassis to the left, and here is the cha-cha chassis to the right. I will circle back to this one. There's the lock steps forward on both the left foot and the right foot. The lock steps moving backwards on the left foot and the right foot. There's the compact chassis, which is danced in place. The more elaborate rondé chassis. The hip twist chassis. The classic slip close chassis. The whisking chassis, which can be danced to the left and to the right. The running chassis going forward, which can also be done on the left foot or the right foot. I've personally referred to this as a 3-step run whenever I personally taught this. There's the time step chassis on either the left foot or the right foot. The Volta cross chassis on the left foot. And finally the Volta cross chassis on the right foot. There's quite a few there, isn't there? There's actually an example of the whisking chassis that I just mentioned in the list there in the video that we looked at earlier on. FYI, the professional couple you've seen here happens to be my brother Alexander Wyatt and his wife Amy Wyatt. They show this action very clearly from the professional championships that they've just recently danced. So this is hot off the press. Let's take a look. I've slowed the clip down here so that we can get a better look at what's happening. As Amy dances her 3-step spin, Alex dances a whisking chassis on the right foot before checking through with Amy into a New York. Now let's see that at the normal speed. What I personally find interesting about all of this is that as soon as you become aware of seeing something in this particular way, you can't then
not see it.
So, back to that cha-cha chassis to the left and to the right. The standard technique which is taught uses a ball flat footwork, which you can see being shown on the screen here. And there's nothing directly wrong with this, to be honest with you, as there are a lot of teachers which will teach this particular version. However, personally, in my view, this type of footwork doesn't really capture the rhythm and musical aspects involved in that particular movement. Remember, the timing is 4 and 1. That means at that particular moment when you're dancing a chassis step, no matter which version you're choosing, is syncopated. Let's look at those figure specifics in the infographics here. Here's the step pattern for the cha-cha chassis to the left. You'll see that I've not used leader or lady here because both people in the dance partnership will use this particular step. As you can see, we have our first step on the left foot being danced on count 4. Which uses a beat value of half a count. The second step, which closes the right foot to the left foot on the and count, also uses a half count. And the final step on the left foot to the side on count 1, which has a whole beat value assigned to it. So you can see that here the timing is 4 and 1, but you can also see the value of half 1 being used. So what? What's the point? I hear you inquisitively ask. This half
1
beat value that's assigned to the step gives it its syncopation. I've outlined here in the infographic the use of footwork on step 2 as a ball of foot for the corresponding and count. This little detail, in my view, helps exemplify that syncopated rhythm that's being used within the timing. If I danced the ball flat, ball flat, ball flat footwork like you saw before, then for me this would feel too much the same and subsequently too slow. There's no definition between the different types of timing that we're using. Feeling the same and too slow sounds exactly like my experience at Frankie's and Benny's. Like, the food's alright,
I guess.
but still, come on guys, make an effort. You know, I want the food to be at least hot when it arrives. What happens when you use that ball of foot footwork on the closing step, which you see on the second step, allows you the possibility to exemplify that syncopated timing a lot more clearly. It also feels more like you're doing a cha-cha. You can see here that the same thing applies to the cha-cha chassis to the right as well. The only real difference here is the direction and which foot is being used, with step 1 on the right foot using beat 4, the closing action for step 2 with the left foot this time using the ball of foot and the corresponding and count, and the final step with the right foot on step 3 using count 1. This use of ball of foot on steps that are requiring a form of syncopation helps to more clearly add aspects of both speed and sharpness into the dancing, which is one of the defining characteristics of a cha-cha. That's if we turn the music off, you want to be able to see those same types of movements. This is because the pressure that's built up in the ball of foot provides us with
kinetic energy.
and this kinetic energy can be quickly used to help shift our body weight, both quickly and sharply. I hope today's video has given everybody some clearer insight into the cha-cha-cha and its chassis movements. If you've enjoyed today's video, be sure to give us a like, we'll really appreciate it of course. If you'd like to see more from the Dancers Hideout, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and make sure you ding the bell icon so you can stay notified for whenever we're putting out new videos and content. You can also drop down in the comments section anything that you found useful from today's video, or maybe there's something you want to see in a future video. Let us know. We want to hear from you guys. You can also get more actively involved with what we're doing here at the Dancers Hideout by contributing to one of our funding pages, the links of which I'll put in the description section. In the meantime, I've been Ian, this is the Dancers Hideout, and it's been a pleasure.